War never changes, except it just did in Victoria 3. My name is Ludi, famous wallet connoisseur and Victoria 3 enjoyer, and I'm collaborating with Paradoxinteractive to explain the new army mechanics in Victoria 3 patch 1.5 and Colossus of the South DLC. In this video, we will give an overview of the new army system in the current patch, how to expand, research, and upgrade your armies, as well as how to avoid negative modifiers and balancing all branches of your army. By pressing F5 or simply clicking on your military tab, you will have two main tabs, one for your army and another for the navy. A lot of things have changed since the early days of Vicky 3, and one of the main features for the armies is the ability to create individual armies, with each having up to 4 commanders and 3 different military unit groups. We also have some statistics for each army highlighted at the top of the army screen, and they represent the amount of battalions in the army, as well as the command limit, the manpower currently fielded, the morale, the upkeep of the army, average offense and defense, as well as the organization and attrition sustained. Below the statistics, we have the commanders of your army, which determine the command limit. You get 30 command from rank 1 generals, with the rank 5 or field marshals giving 200 command limit. Take note, upgrading your generals will increase the political strength of your interest groups, as well as it costs a little bit of bureaucracy. Each general will command their own units and can start separate battles in combat and have 2 main orders that you can assign, either advance or defend front, with different generals fulfilling different orders. The unit groups are divided into your infantry group, the artillery, and the cavalry at the beginning of the campaign. As you progress, you will research new types of units, be it infantry, artillery, or you will even be able to replace them with light and heavy tanks towards the end of the campaign. You can also recruit regular units or conscripts when deciding what army composition to have. The difference between the two is that regular units will always be available at a moment's notice, ready for combat at all times, whilst conscripts will have to be mobilized, but they do not count towards the overall command limit as regular units do. Researching new units is quite easy. All you need to do is go to your military branch of the technology tree and go down the path that you want to unlock. Upgrading your units is done with a simple click next to the unit in question. Take note, it will demobilize the unit whilst they are upgrading, and different units require different equipment. You can click on your units to see their weekly upkeep, which is determined by their intake of various resources from basic grain to guns, ammunition, and artillery. It is determined for each headquarters individually based on the amount of battalions that it has, as well as the unit types for each of those battalions. You can also choose the production method for training individually for each headquarters, or you can go to your building screen, development, and then select the production method for all of your armies. The effect of the production method determines the rate of training for your units, with better production methods offering faster recruitment rates, which in turn comes at a higher cost as more officers will be required. In order to recruit new units, click on the desired units recruit button and place the barracks required for that unit in the desired state. After the barracks is constructed, it will take time for the unit to be recruited, which is where the recruitment rate from earlier comes into play. The amount of artillery and cavalry units in your army should never exceed the amount of infantry, as an unbalanced army composition will result in penalties, lowering your organization. Organization is one of the most important stats for your armies, so make sure to have enough command limit and a healthy balance of regular units alongside your special units. Another important stat is morale, which determines how long your armies will be in the fight. When the morale reaches a critically low point, the general will decide to retreat from the battle, as such resulting in a loss. Before you depart, remember to subscribe to the channel, as next we will have an in-depth tutorial about navies, as well as how wars work and how you can win them with your combined army-navy strength.